All right, the Mansions update is just a few days away from releasing into GTA Online. And of course, like we do every single update, we're going to be looking into how much money do you guys need for this update. Now, this one is going to be a little bit different, considering the fact that within the past few years, Rockstar has pretty much had very extremely simple updates. And, obviously it was really easy to calculate, like, okay, it's going to be pretty much the same as the last one. So it would be this amount of money. But this time is different. We have something that we've been asking for years. I even have a video where I had like a wish list of this is, something that we should have in the game. And it's actually about to happen. It's a little bit crazy, considering the fact that we thought maybe Mansions were going to release within a few updates when GTA Online first came out, but it's the fact that it's literally near the end, and that's when Rockstar has decided to bring it out. So this is going to be pretty expensive update, of course, especially with Rockstar also adding a bunch of new vehicles and probably having some drift content as well. So, of course, we're going to start off with the most important part of the update, which is going to be the mansions. Biggest thing to understand is the fact that, one, Rockstar started off with the little discount that you guys get, which is like $2 million off or something like that if you end up doing the listing missions. So that already is something crazy to realize, because Rockstar doesn't usually give a lot of money like that or a huge discount like that for pretty much anything in the game. And then another thing, for specific Rockstar creators as well as fan channels, you actually get $20 million just to help you buy the new property. So if Rockstar is giving out $20 million, we know that's going to be pretty expensive. Now, we're not really sure how Rockstar expects players that do get this money to use it. It could be for, multiple vehicles as well as the mansion, or it could just be specifically for the mansion itself, or it could even be partially for the mansion and it's actually more than that. Now, I don't think Rockstar is going to put the price of a mansion extremely high like that. It could be, but if I had to guess, when it comes to these mansion prices, it's probably going to be somewhere between like minimum 5 million to like 25 million. It's a huge range, but it's not going to be cheap. And that's the biggest thing to know, especially it just kind of depends like on the base price, which it could be like around 5 to 10 million, I would think. And then when it comes to the other options that Rockstar has, then that's where the prices start going up, because we do know that one is going to have an expansive driveway, luxurious outdoor spaces, restorative yoga areas, swimming pools, hot tubs, gym equipment, kennels, spacious garages, helipad, mansion parties that you could host, security teams as well, bedrooms, lounge areas, cigar room, office, all of that. It's too much to go through, but you guys already know it's going to be pretty big. So the biggest thing is just, Rockstar is going to probably put a lot of prices into this. And if we kind of look back at the penthouse, that's the closest property that we could say that we kind of have to this. And the penthouse starts at around like $6 million. And then the agency is around like $5 million, because that's also another, business that's pretty similar, because it has, the armory as well as also like, a little bit of other rooms, and it's pretty spacious as well. So if he has to combine those together, I mean, that's already basically like, 11, 12 million right there. So that's why we could kind of say it's about that, but obviously this can be bigger than that. So that's why we could see it being close to like 15, 20 million. So I would just say, if you want to be safe and you do want to fully get a nice mansion, then I would say having, at least like 15 to 20 million would make sense. It obviously could be cheaper than that, but I think that's a safe ground to be in for sure. And then customizing your place, you have, 3 options, which is going to be the San Andreas Coastal, Los Angeles Loft, and also the Vinewood Regency. This obviously will probably have different prices, probably just like, a couple million difference or a couple 100,000. And the optional upgrades, of course, are going to have the option to, add things on. So the armory is probably going to be pretty expensive. For the agency itself, it was $720,000. So with this probably being a more expansive and bigger armory, I would assume it's probably going to be in the millions now, or maybe 1 million. That podium is going to be pretty expensive as well, probably because it's just going to be like a full staple place to put, one of your personal vehicles. Arcade, I mean, technically it's not going to be the full arcade that we have already in the game. The arcade itself is around like 2-3 million, I think. So being that's only going to be the game section and not like the whole basement and all that, I can see Rockstar probably putting this at around $1 million, and the vehicle workshop usually is around $1 million as well. So just adding on to the upgrades, it's around like 5 million more that you have to pay for. So, definitely closer to like 20 million, 25 million, depending on the other customization options. So that's already around 20 million right there when it comes to the mansion. Again, it could be a little bit more. And then for the vehicles, they showed off a decent amounts. There are some vehicles that we're not really fully sure if they're new or if they're just like older. It's kind of, different variants that Rockstar throws on. But if I had to guess, when it comes to day one, Rockstar usually has around 6 to 8 vehicles So Rockstar probably is going to keep doing that, especially with this being a full-on, you know, kind of rich and expensive update. They're going to probably focus on releasing some of these sport vehicles and less on civilian vehicles. So usually on day one, if you do want to buy all the vehicles, it is somewhere going to be around like $2-3 million per vehicle, sometimes a little bit less. And if there is going to be around like, you know, 6 to 8 of them, then you're probably going to need around like 15 million in total, I would say, for the vehicles on day one. So that kind of brings it up to around like $35 million. And that also does include a customization. And if you want to have some upgrades as well, it could be a little bit more depending on Rockstar, because sometimes they do throw in some expensive vehicles that for some reason are worth like $1 million, but you know, Rockstar wants to put it at $3 million. You know how inflation is and all of that. So that's already about 35 million right there. And then of course we got throwing the other stuff. So usually Rockstar has like a new haircut, customization, clothing options, all of that, just, you know, little pieces of clothing. And with this being one of the final biggest updates, I could see Rockstar throwing in vehicles, or not, well, vehicles, but also clothing, accessories that they just kind of held on to, and throwing that out and just making it, you know, a good price that hopefully people could buy it from, but also pretty expensive. So we're just throwing an extra $1 million right there specifically for customization and clothing and all of that. We also possibly might get a new weapon, and that could be releasing either for free or it could be purchasable, probably around like $500,000 right there. And then for miscellaneous stuff, if you had to buy something for a mission, or if you had to just spend money for whatever, we're just throwing an extra 100,000. So rounding it up, basically $40 million is needed for this update, which is kind of crazy, but it's how it is. You know how Rockstar is. And honestly, with it being one of the final big updates, I think most people are going to be cool with that, being the fact that this is something that we really wanted. It's great to see Michael returning back, vehicles that we wanted, mansions, all of that. So I would say minimum usually for update is around 20 to 30 million. We got to bump it up to 40 million. If you want to be really safe, 50 million. But again, really, since this mansion is going to have a lot of customization, it just comes down to what you want. We're not exactly sure fully on how Rockstar wants to do each specific thing, if each specific you know, equipment upgrade or whatever is going to be different, and depending on the prices. But 40 to 50 million is a good enough standpoint. You'll definitely be able to enjoy the updates. And for Drift Fed, of course, you'll probably need an extra like 10 million, 15 million, a little bit for cars, but that's cool because you could just make money every week. And I think besides that, Rockstar is just going to have the festive surprise update later this year, and for that you don't really need money because it's just snow and just, you know, free stuff that's kind of given out. But besides that, I mean, seems pretty simple. We'll see if Rockstar does something special this year, maybe, with you know, it being the final Christmas and G-Town line like that. So I don't know, but it's gonna be pretty exciting. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how much money you guys have in your account, if you guys are good. Most of the time when I ask you guys in the community poll, most of y'all have like $100 million plus, so you should be cool. So let me know in the comment section if that still is the case. But that's all. Hope you guys enjoy. Of course, we'll be having multiple videos covering this new updates, so definitely look forward to that with notifications on, and of course subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.